welcome once again, fellow girls, guys, and gamers. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Ostriv. And our town is looking a little bit, I don't know, a little bit less circular now. I quite like a circular design, so we'll probably continue having our houses going out in a circular way. But maybe not, actually, because what we chiefly need is to have our residents living close by our places of work. So that's basically what we have to do. Every time we need to place another workplace, whatever it happens to be, another means of production, we need to make sure that our houses got housing close by so that they don't have a long commute. You can see that pathways that they carve in the grass make things fairly sort of obvious where they're going, and some of them are having to go quite a long way around because there isn't much of it now. This guy here with the cart, personally, I would have gone down the side of there or through here. But he doesn't seem to have done that. Some people obviously have, because I can see their pathways. So there we go. I've just got this on sort of relatively slow speed now while I catch up to where we're actually at and what we're actually doing. So thank you guys for your comments on the game so far. I got some pretty helpful ones and some interesting ones as well. Basically, yes, I've already noticed about sort of watching my workplaces and making sure that we haven't got too many guys working in them, because we do have a limited number of folks to work with. We've still just got our 22, haven't we? However many men. Oh, 9 men and 9 women. That's right. That's what we started out with, and that's what we still have. Well, 8. We've got 22 people, but 18 adults. So we must have some children then. We must have 4 kids around here somewhere. And thank you to Cathum for saying that once you've got houses placed, you can actually see little people running around. But so far I have not noticed any. No, there's none there. Okay. So we'll keep an eye out for that, because goodness knows we can get in pretty close here. And we should be able to see if there are any actual children running around, but we don't have them listed at all, really, other than knowing we've got 22 people, of which 18 are grown up, so you just have to do the maths, really. One assumes that those children will grow up in a realistic kind of way, and that we can then add them to our workforce later, but for the moment. Okay, this is the state of play. We've got our carpenters and our forestry. I've just laid off one of the workers there. We still need one because, do we need even one actually? Because that doesn't have any trees in it. Actually, no, it doesn't. So for the moment, I'm actually going to lay off both of those because our stores are full here. In fact, they seem to be able to stock over and above what it says here. So log, we've got 11 out of 12, but wood, we've actually got 226. They've got 26 over there, and firewood, we've got 30 over there. So they do seem to be able to go over the production limits, but I don't see much point in doing that. If we've got lots of spare stuff, we don't need the workers there. We need them elsewhere. So we've got 2 guys out on the boat, in the river with boats, 1.2 fish stored. So we've actually got some food coming in from that, which is great. Now, one thing we do need to do, we're hiring. I'm just going to cancel and then hire again there. We're hiring a worker for the windmill. Let's just have a look at our options. We can only hire men for that, so we're going to have to just deal with that. Okay, and do we have resource supply, worker by hands, worker by cart? How about a worker by hand, worker by cart? That would make sense, wouldn't it? We've got our cart parked here. Do we have 3 carts? We have 4 carts there. So we actually have carts pretty close by as well. I might put some carts here too, so that people have a bit less of a commute to get carts. So carts near to our town hall. Our town hall is on pause at the moment, as is one of the houses, just because there's no point in them trying to do everything all at once. So we'll have our town hall next. I think there's a house there. There's a town hall to be placed over here, and I'm assuming that we still have our harvest is being taken in here. We want to hire a worker there simply because we need we need somebody to ferry flour. Well, not flour. We need someone to ferry the wheat to the mill to mill it into flour. There we go. And the other thing that we want to do today, we want to set up a market. So the first thing we want people to build once they've built this house, once they've finished building this house, we want them to build the town hall. Now, how are we with people? We have 0 people looking for work here. We don't have anybody in our thatchery. We've got 2 in the fish, in the boat yard, the fishing dock. Not the boat yard. We've got nobody in the boat yard because we've got the 2 boats we need for the moment. We've just got, yes, 2 guys there just because we need the food, quite honestly. And then we've nobody in the smithy. And we've got 2 guys in here. So that's, and then we've got 1. I'm assuming we only have women here because my higher up should say only women. And the manager is a fella, I think, but everybody else is female. So I'm honestly not sure where all the blokes are. There's 2 there and 2 there, but that doesn't account for the other 5 who are, I know not where. Not there and not there. So yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to put this on full blast and we're going to see if they'll actually complete building this house, because once they've completed building this house, then the other 2 are on pause. The other 2 items are on pause. And hopefully we can get somebody in the mill then. And once we've got somebody in the mill, then we know that that's going to be milled into flour. Okay, yeah, I think we do need a cart park somewhere around here, don't we? So I might just make one of those sort of sooner rather than later. Let's make one now. In fact, that house is going to be done before too much longer. Let's put a cart park, basically, yeah, next to our... We're going to have a market here where these are. I don't know if we can move that well. I don't want to for the moment because it's almost full anyway. And we'd lose all that water and replace another well. We'd basically have to place the well and wait for it to fill. Otherwise, they'd be really short of water. So we're going to leave that where it is. But I would like to put a cart park. You see, this seems to be a fairly main road here. But they're going to have to round that once the town hall is in position. But if we put a cart park kind of right next to the town hall or something, then that's going to be sensible. So that's what we're going to do. Cart parking, here we go. Let's just turn that around. Let's see. This road here, they're going to reroute to somewhere else. Let's put this like this, close to the well. And if we build our plan with the well in mind, there we are. And we're going to need to order some carts for that too. So I think... we'll order a couple of carts, which means we're going to actually need somebody to be working in the carpentry. There we go. So, but I want to get somebody in the mill first. We got anybody? Yeah, we've got a guy in there already, so that's great. This house is almost finished. Once that is finished, let's just... there we go. Now it's finished. Let's see if we can get 1 bloke in the carpenters, and we should be able to. There we go. Let's just... there we are. And he'll build us a couple of carts. And then I'm going to unpause the town hall. There we are. Because once we've got a town hall, this... no, I'm not sure if that we'll need a storehouse in order to be able to get shot of that one. So we've got a camp centre, which will be replaced with the town hall. So that's good. Hopefully we'll get some carts in there soon, so they won't have to do quite so much schlepping up and down to that car park. Now... let me just see. Am I supposed to be doing these? Right, that was fallow this year, but I dare say my sowing season has... yeah, it's during its season. Yes, you see. So we're going to have to sow that. Now, we've got nutrients for sunflower. We've got the nutrients for everything in here. Hemp and fallow. Okay, so we're going to turn this one over to wheat this time. Okay. And then this one is going to be potatoes. Okay, because it's equivalent size to that one. This one is going to stay fallow. So we're just going to set that now. Fallow. And this one to fallow. There we go. All right. That's it. And I think that's got it now. I think that's got it. So that those 2 fields can recover their nutrients over the winter. And then... over the next year, even the next sowing season, and then we will place some more fields around here as well, and we will get into cattle production at some point as well. We'll need to buy some cattle, but we'll need to set up the cattle buildings and stuff to start with as well, a cow shed principally. Oh, you can see our town hall is being started to be worked upon here. What we chiefly want is to get some more people in, and we're not going to be able to do that until we have a market. So that's what we really want to make sure. Now that the windmill has suddenly got nobody in it again. It's got 3 wheat stored in it, but I think our workers are still pretty thin on the ground. So let's just do this, speed it up, and hopefully we'll get our town hall fully built, and then this will disappear, and then we'll have a bit more space here. We might just need, family is out of food. Uh-oh, this is not a good thing. Which family is out of food? This one. Firewood stored, wealth, unemployed, fishing dock. Well, that's ironic, isn't it? The father is at the fishing dock. Okay, so how do we get them to be not out of food, pray? The store, does it have any? It doesn't. It only has iron in it, so the families store food themselves. Now, we're not selling potatoes, so maybe we're going to have to go and buy some. Export stock, resource supply, worker by cart, labourer by cart, whatever, I don't mind, honestly. Maybe we should have labourer by cart, and then workers are free to do other jobs. That would probably be sensible, wouldn't it? And this one, similarly, I guess. Labourer by cart. How about that? I don't know. Because all we need is things to be moved around, really, and we can see this is doing something. So maybe it's doing something. I'm not quite sure if that's milling or filling up with something. I have no idea. Okay, there we go. So we have families running out of food, which is not a good thing. So what I'm thinking is maybe, world map please, maybe we need to send somebody, send a messenger, cost 30, no active deals, no. And maybe we need to send a messenger and then actually bring them back with... the thing is, I'm trying to sell this wood, and actually I don't seem to be able to sell it, so that's a bit crazy, really. I would sell the wood, but because there's 60 wood in there. But I don't quite know how actually to sell, to do that. So when he gets there to wherever it is, Balaclea. When our messenger gets to Balaclea, we'll see if we can sell that wood and see if we can buy some food. Because if we can do that, then we can stop other families from running out of food as well. This family here has 0.4 potato, 0.39 potato, 0.4 flour. So obviously, you know, we're trying to produce our own stuff here. And presumably this is producing flour as we speak. We've got 14 wheat there, you see, so we've got loads of workers there actually, and they are, yeah, they're actually not presumably able to do anything at this point, are they? Or are they actually doing something? They might be, but I'm not entirely sure. Hire options, can't hire women for the mill. So really, the women, they're limited to what they can do anyway, so there's not much point in taking them away from there, perhaps, because they can't do the other jobs in any case. Okay, do we have any carts in? We have one cart in this cart store now, which is good. And we're going to have to watch the progress of our messenger. There he is. Which is kind of surprising, really, because I thought before we actually had somebody here. Because there was a little horse marker there, but I hadn't sent anybody to there, so that was quite surprising, really. So I haven't quite got this trade system down yet. Okay, let's speed this up now. We need our town hall to be built, and this camp centre to be removed. The mayor just sits there on his tush. He doesn't seem to actually do anything. Another family is out of food. You see, I'm not liking this at all, and there doesn't seem to be anything I can really do about it. Let's see. Are they out of food because we have no food here, or because they... Wealth 39.85. It's not that they're out of wealth. It's not that they have no food, no money to buy. I don't know if they need the wealth in order to buy the food in the first place. He's a labourer on construction. Well, I have no idea. I mean, really, how am I supposed to do anything about that, really. I can't, can I? There's not a lot I can do, really. I can up people's wages, higher options, wage 100%, right? So I can do that. I can put it up to 110%, for example. So wherever there are higher options, I can put wages up to 110%, but I'm honestly not sure that that's going to make any difference at this point, apart from depleting the coffers of our town. Because it's going to, there's nobody working in there, and he's working on building a cart. So yeah, there's nothing really I can do about that, other than that, and it's not really going to help over much, I don't think. So really, it's just a question of food, and the women, maybe the women, because all the women are working in the farm, they can't actually get food to their houses because they're at work. But I would have thought they'd kind of prioritise getting their houses food. I don't know. We have food here, you see. We have food there. It just needs to go to... It needs to... I think probably, because this lot's not doing anything now, I should just sack all the women over the winter, because those fields are done now. And they should just go and supply their houses with food. I mean, is that what they're doing? I would hope so. What's she doing? I have no idea. There's no way of knowing. But I hope that they will go and get food for their houses. If they don't, more fool them, because there is some around. Okay, so I'm just going to watch this house and see if anyone comes back to it and put some food in it, because that would be good. Wealth. Wealth is going up because I've put the wages up, but there's no food being stored in it. Come on, people. Be sensible. There is families out of food, family is out of food, family is out of food. Why in the name of heck are they not? Here's a little woman coming back in here. Has she got any food? No. Why are they not getting any food from here? Do we need labourers to take food to the houses? That's surely not. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Okay, what are we supposed to do? Do we need a storehouse? Is that what this is about? Do we need a storehouse before we can even, before they'll even take any food from the farm? I don't know. Food storehouse. Where are we? Shoemaker's storehouse, boathouse, tannery. There is one somewhere, I'm sure there is. I'm just not quite sure where it is. Trade and transport. Here, granary. Food storage. Non-food storage. Right. Hang on, that said, has a little question mark. Granary workers collect chosen resources, have it all stored in one place, close to a market. Well, yes. But I'm thinking more of my family's not having any food. That is what chiefly concerns me. Okay, so our market's going to be here. So we probably want our granary to be kind of here, which isn't going to be a million miles away, is it? And we can put it there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it right there. There we go. And we're going to have that sort of prioritised. We've got a granary there. Yeah, and I'm not going to have that on pause. Okay, I have no idea if that's going to make any difference or whatever, to be honest. It might not. We might just end up with all of our people leaving due to the fact that all of the families have run out of food, at which point they will leave. And for some reason, they won't actually go and get any food, in spite of the fact that we have some, which is quite strange, really. Of course, it's entirely possible that what we actually need is a market for them to even be able to buy food. So I'm just going to put our granary on pause, and we're going to put a market stalls. Let's see, trade. Let's place some market stalls for our families to actually be able to buy some food. Now, there isn't really any space for these market stalls yet, but I'm going to place them anyway. It goes which way round? This way around, like this. And I'm going to put these in a bit of a circle around here. So we'll start off by having one. Oh, I don't know. Where do we put them? We'll have this one here. Okay, and we can place those kind of immediately. So let's hire. See, a woman, nice one. We can get women working on these. Good, good, good. Let's do some more. Let's sell potatoes, right? And then we'll get another one and we'll sell flour. Not that we've actually got any flour to sell at this point. I'm putting them by current sort of trade, current paths, just to make sure that I don't obstruct people. There we go. And we'll have this one selling flour. Now we can't sell anything else because, oh, fish. We should have another one selling fish. We could have a couple of them and just kind of have one selling, yeah, this one selling fish also perhaps. But for the moment, I will set up a few of these, and I may as well have each one selling one product for the moment. So that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'll set another one up as well. Let's just plop that one there maybe, or here. Okay, and we'll take on a worker there as well, and we'll have this one selling fish. Okay, there we go. We've got a worker there. Yes, we have. Okay, so there we go. So they've got workers now, and presumably that means that our householders will be able to then buy food from those stalls. So let's just watch those and make sure, yep, they're being stocked. That one's being stocked at least. This one has fish coming to it. This one has fish in it. Oh, look! It literally has fish in it. That's so cool. Okay, so where's the woman who's going to work from it? And is anybody coming to buy from them as well? Wow. Okay, and this one's going to have hopefully some stocks in it as well. Okay, so they are actually whizzing around. Okay, we've got some higher options here as well. So let's just look at our higher options. Higher options, labourers, higher options, hire women. No, don't hire men. Do not hire men. If this is a job that women can do, hell no. Let's have all of the women doing it. That just makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, hire. And then this one as well. We'll have just women doing this. There we go. Okay, higher options. And I don't know about my wages, really. I think, to be honest, family wealth, not enough food for sale. House is vacant. Yeah, not enough food for sale. Well, not at the moment there isn't. The food that was there has now all gone. Okay, so presumably some of my houses, they've got plenty wealth for themselves. And there's a load of food there as well, which just needs to be taken to these stalls. So I just hope that they'll book their ideas up, frankly, and actually take them there, take the food there. How are we doing for open vacancies, men and women looking for job 0? And this is the problem that we have. Okay, so constructors pause on that. Town hall. Okay, so basically we just have to hope that these stalls get busy. There are no workers on that. There's a worker on that, and there's a worker on that. Okay, I have no idea. So hopefully we just have to hope that there's enough food will go in the market for sale. Yeah, that's not going to happen unless these... Right, so we're just going to put this on full speed and watch our stalls to see what happens. This one's now got some potatoes in it. That one's now got some fish in it. This is good. This one needs flour, but I don't think we've got any milled yet, so... There we go, and I can't see anybody buying any at the moment, but they might be. Yes, she's just taken some into her house, so that is actually working. Enough food for sale. Nice! So this is working. This is working. Okay, so those stalls are now working. This is great. So we're going to have to put some more up and in order to keep our families fed. That's how we do it. They have to buy it. Okay, that's great. This has got wheat stored, but... I don't know. We've got wheat in there still waiting to be taken to there. And we can only hire men for that. Okay, so all our men are probably working on the town hall at the moment. So, yeah. And then I think we should get them to build our granary after that, shouldn't we? So we'll take that off pause. And then our granary will get constructed. And it's via the granary, I think, that our flour will then make it to market when we have some flour. But for the moment, we don't seem to have any flour. So yes, always tricky to balance the workers out. Now we've got one guy here, and he's still making a cart for our cart park here. I don't quite know why he's being so slow on the job, to be honest. He's got the wood and everything. He's just really doesn't seem to be making any progress there. So yeah, this is all pretty frustrating, really. Higher options here. Hire men, hire women, yes. Okay, so all of the households, wealth there is fairly poor, actually. They are fairly poor because they're unemployed. What, the father is unemployed? Seriously? How exactly? He's not looking for a job, so he's just a layabout then. He's just sitting there not doing anything when there's work to be done. Right, that's a little bit too, that is a little bit too realistic, quite frankly. But they actually have flour, potato, they have plenty in there, and their wealth is going down, which it would do if he's not actually going and working. And they have a daughter, they have 2 daughters and a son as well, and they're not working. Now, hello, father, what's up with you? Why are you not doing some work when there is clearly some work to be done? Jobs, vacancies open, 15 for men and 3 for women. I mean, hello. Is there, loads of blokes not doing any work here? I don't understand it. This is quite strange. So let's just check all of our houses and make sure we haven't got trading posts. Right, market stall and carpentry. Camp centre. So he's the mayor then. Labourer and unemployed. We can get lots of women work. They'll be working in a farm, a lot of them, during the winter, but then during the time of the year when they are employed. And unemployed, construction. Okay, so I think, yeah, that father is unemployed as well. House is vacant. Maybe they will only have jobs at places that are close by, but that still doesn't follow because he's unemployed and there is a construction project right in front of his face. So I don't really know what's going on with that one. That's quite strange. Yes, I don't know. Basically, if there's an unemployed man, let's just see if he then goes to work at this place here. Possibly he will. Possibly he will just sit there and he won't actually get off his bum. I've no idea. The mother now works on a market stall, which is good. So she's making their wealth go up a little bit. Fishing dock. Okay, he's now working the fishing dock. Okay, so they're a little bit random with the way that they actually... So I'm going to just do that again. They're a bit random with the way that they sort of take on jobs. They kind of just share the jobs out and things. I don't know if they're technically unemployed when they're not at work as well. That's quite strange. Okay, we've got 2 carts there now, so that's good. So that has finished now. So we're going to get rid of him because we don't need anybody working there for the moment. We've got nobody working forestry, but we've got that full anyway, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Right, let's get this town hall sorted. Let's get the town hall sorted and finished. This has potatoes in it. That does not have grain in it or flour in it. Doesn't have anything in it at the moment. But I may as well get a couple more women working in the farm, even though they don't actually have anything much to do at the moment. Of course, we've got a farm manager in there as well. We don't currently have anybody working at the windmill either, which is pretty pants, but there we go. And then once this is finished, which it is, well, hey, our camp centre has now gone and it's out of our way. And presumably, we'll need a warehouse in order to get rid of that, to be able to put other things there. So I'm not quite sure what to do for best there with a warehouse. We could perhaps do with, putting a warehouse somewhere sort of fairly close to here as well. Well, we've got that there. Maybe we should cancel that house and put a warehouse behind there. Maybe that's going to be the best place. I'm not sure. And then what we should probably think about after that is maybe having another little conurbation somewhere else, wherever we need our other means of production. Perhaps what we're going to have to do is make sure that we have whatever else we need to produce. Let's see, what else are we going to likely to produce? What do we not have? We don't have cow sheds and all slaughterhouse, tannery, hay dryer. All of that's going to be around and about the farm. So then probably what we're going to need to do is place our fields so we know we've got sufficient fields for the time being for this farm. And we don't have to do anything with them all at the same time. Some need to remain fallow anyway. And then we're going to need to place our cow sheds first, and then order in some cows via trade. And then we're going to need our slaughterhouses and tanneries and all of that business. And once we've got that, then we can go down the lines of having a shoemaker's. We'll need to produce hemp in order to use the tailors and the weavers workshop and all of that as well. So all of these should basically be little extra wings off our town. This is our main town centre here. We should perhaps have something going on over here and something going on over here for that. But I'm not sure if they need to gather. Oh no, they need to gather hemp from here. They need to grow the hemp. So that is basically how things stand at the moment. Let's get this granary sorted out. And then hopefully our windmill here has got stored. It's got 5 wheat stored. Oh, right. So the resource supply has to fill up before it will actually mill that into flour. And then presumably the flour will go to here. And then presumably the flour will get from there to our market stall, from whence it can... Oh, it's stalled. This is stalled. Production on this has stalled, presumably because there just isn't anybody to work on it. I've no idea. So, yeah, we've got actually labourers and workers there in the windmill. Wheat. Is there any flour there? I have no idea. That's got some flour in, actually. So our granary, presumably, doesn't absolutely have to be built right now. So it doesn't matter, perhaps, if it's stalled for the time being. I don't think I've got any workers in here that I really, really don't need anywhere at all that I can spare. We've got 2 guys in the fishing dock. But that's because we want to make sure that we keep our people fed over the winter. We know we've got plenty of food there, or we've got some at least. But the flour isn't really being produced in any great numbers, any great amounts at the moment. So there we go. So presumably no housing available. You're kidding me, right? Oh, I've got 33 people. Oh my word. Right, so some more people have turned up then. Oh my goodness. Well, in that case, how come we've got 33 people? So we've got 11 men and 11 women, which means our houses are now available, are now all filled. But how come then there's nobody to work on this? That is quite strange. What's going on with that? Where are all these people working then? Trading post, windmill, unemployed. Well, he's unemployed. I suppose he's a fair old way from somewhere. He could work in forestry, maybe. There we go. We actually need more wood, so we'll get one of those guys, and hopefully he will take up a job there. And hopefully he will as well. So we'll get 2 guys from forestry, and hopefully these guys, given that they work they live right next to it, hopefully they will take up that job. I have no idea, but hopefully they will. There we go. Let's just see if they'll do that. Labourer construction. Labourer construction. Okay, whatever. That works for me, as long as my buildings get constructed. So hopefully, it would probably just take them a little while to get anything together and to get things done. Oh, here comes the snow. Okay, it's getting kind of frosty, so... That is year end, and it is December of 1722, so the end of our 2nd year in game, and we're surviving. We're surviving. It's a steep learning curve, like most games are to begin with, but we are getting there. Okay, guys, so I think we'll probably leave this episode here. I'm hoping that we'll get our granary finished now. And I'm hoping that nobody will starve over the winter, but we have 33 people now, so we managed finally to get this. So the only thing is we're going to have to unpause that house and get another house built and get some more houses built. But as I say, apart from that one and maybe one there, I'm going to wait a bit until I've got somewhere else for the people to actually work, because we're going to need jobs as well in order. I mean, we've got plenty of jobs in construction, but once things are constructed, then we need places for people to work. We'll place some more market stalls as well. We can also, there's various commodities that they can purchase from here as well. Milk, presumably. Chickens and things. Well, I'm not sure quite. Oh, is that done now? This is done now. So we need to hire a worker for here as well. We'll hire options. Do not hire men. There we go. So let's hire a couple of women from there. We've got plenty of women to go at to keep them all employed and keep the wealth of the households up. So this one here has now got a wealth of 14.64. Okay, so what I'll probably do, I will probably take the wages down again, because it wasn't to do with the wages being too low, was it? It wasn't the wages being too low that was the problem previously. It was the fact that I hadn't worked out quite how people got hold of food. But we know that now, so we can take the wages down to make sure that we don't end up with our coffers being emptied out. So let's just minus all of those. And then we'll call ourselves good. There we go. That was only 100% anyway. There we go. And the mayor is now installed here. And we have new options here, which we will perhaps explore next time as well. And no, I am not going to click on demolish, because I'm sure that one will actually oblige me. And that would be a little annoying. Okay, guys, so I'm going to unpause this house now. They can continue to construct that. We straight away have some labourers there, so that's fantastic. So as we have a larger population, we're going to have to continue to juggle with all of our sort of our population's requirements, food, jobs, resources, and housing, and the housing has to be near enough to the jobs as well. These guys now actually have jobs. Windmill. Well, you've got a long commute. That's not a very sensible job. And you can't rely on your people, obviously, to choose the most sensible jobs for them either. Now, these guys are not going to be able to go out on the river over the winter, so I'm just going to lay them off and they can do something else. Okay, guys, so thank you for watching. Please click that like button if you like what you see, and please leave your comments on the game as well, or leave your tips if you have already played this and you know more about it than I do, which you probably do. But I am learning, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, keep gaming, stay happy, and bye-bye for now.